Hello everybody, this is Parveen and I welcome you to the App DNA channel where we talk about all things apps. Today I have an app for all the editors out there. Today we'll be discussing about a content review and approval tracker app where your writers can come submit your docs and the editors can review them. We'll be building this app on our low-code platform Zoho Creator. What is Zoho Creator? Zoho Creator is a low-code builder where we use a drag-and-drop interface to drag elements, drop them, build quick workflows, and deploy apps as quick as possible. It is targeted for both developers and non-developers alike. Today I'll show you how, if you're a non-developer, you can build a simple content review app with Creator. Our content review app today will have 5 essential features. The first is that we are going to add users and their profiles. So let's say we want to know who are the editors, who are the writers. The second is that once we know the users, we are going to have a form where we can go and submit the documents for review. Third is that once a document has been assigned to an editor, he's going to get a notification email about the doc. That our editors are going to review the doc and update the status. And in the fifth step, we are going to share the app with our editors and writers. Let's log into Creator and create our first form where we add our users and their profiles. Welcome to creator.zoho.com where we will be building our content review app today. You can either go for a new application, or if you have been using spreadsheets to maintain your docs and approvals, then you can simply import those files and an app will be created for you. I'll go for new application and I can either create one from scratch, or if I don't want to create, I can choose from about 50 pre-made applications that are there in Creator Gallery. One of these apps is the Content Review and Approval Tracker app, which we will install at the end of the tutorial, and I'll show you what the developers have built. Now, I'll create one from scratch and I'll name my app as Content Review 2018. And we have landed in the workspace of Creator where we built our forms, our workflows, our settings. So let's create the first form, and this one was to add the users and roles. Add user. This is our form builder where we will use these data elements. We'll drag and drop them to build our forms. For my user, I want to know their name, their email, and then I'll use a drop down field to know their role. Now these roles can be either the user can be a writer, editor-in-chief, or an editor. So our users will be classified into these 3 roles. I hit done, and now I will go to the live mode of our app to access the application. So the difference between the edit mode and the live mode is that in our live mode we will see our app running. We'll see a proper functional app here. So I'll add my first user. Let's say I'm the editor-in-chief. So I'll choose the role editor-in-chief for myself and add. So in my all users, you can see that Parveen has been added as editor-in-chief. Similarly, I'll add Akshay, my friend, as the editor. The role is editor, and then I'll add another user as my writer. She is a writer. I hit add. In my all users, now you see I have 3 roles. Alice is writer, Akshay is an editor, and Parveen is editor-in-chief. So our first form where we create add users and roles has been done. So we'll move on to our other forms now. Now that you know how a form works in Creator, we are going to create another form, and this one would be to submit our documents for review. Next, we will build the submit document form, and this one will be accessible to all our writers. So let's get started with the form. I'll name it as submit document. Here I'll use the single line field for my document name. Next, I'll use the drop down for my document type. So the document type could be anything. I would want it to be web page, a blog, an ebook. It could be a help guide, a social media post, and then I will also allow for other choices so that my writer can mention what kind of document exactly it is. Next, I'll use the drop down for my priority, and this one will have choices about the priority levels. So I can have low, which will be greater than 1 week, or the usual, or urgent. So this sets the priority levels of this document that has been submitted. If it's urgent, then my editors would get back to the writer within a day. And then I'll use the upload file feature for my document upload. With this feature, the writer will upload their document. Next, I'm going to use single line for the status of my document. Now the initial value would be unassigned by default. Next, I will use lookup, which is a special field that is used to relate two forms with each other. I want to look up my add user name, and this one would be for assigning the document. So assign to which user? The same I'll do for user again, and this one would be to know the writer. So hit done. My submit doc form is done now, and I will create a workflow here to hide my status field while using the form submit document, hide status, add new action, field action. Here I can hide the field. I want to hide the field status, save, and done. Next, I'm going to create another workflow, and this one would be to change the status of the document once it has been assigned to an editor. So for this, I'll be creating a workflow the same way I created the first one, workflow, while using the form submit doc. This one would be named as update status. Create the workflow, add new action, and this one would happen with update records. So I go to data access, update a record, select a form to update records in. It's in the submit doc. So if assigned to is not null, that means I have assigned the doc to some editor. Then I want to update the field status into. Hit save and done. Next, I'll create another workflow, and this one would be to autofill the writer lookup. So if I'm logged in into Creator, I'm obviously going to be the writer of the upload doc. So I want the writer name to be auto-populated. This one also I would create on submit document. One is named auto-populate writer. Add a new action. And this one would happen in a deluge script when the form loads. So here I'm going to use this fetch record deluge task. This is our builder where we drag and drop these tasks, which are blocks of code, and coding is much easier this way. Dot writer name. So it would go to my add user form if the email equals Zoho.login user ID, then it would get your ID and it would put it in the writer name. ID is a unique record identifier by creator. So it will go to the add user form, it would match the record whose email matches the login user ID, and then it would get its ID and input it in the writer name. Hit save. Now my workflows are done for my update document. So now I'll go and access this application in the live mode and check how my submit document form looks like. Now with our workflows in place, you see that my writer name has been auto-populated as my name. And let's get started. Let's say the first document name is Bloom Summer. It's a blog. The priority is normal. I upload a document and I assign it to Akshay. Hit submit. When I go to all documents, you see that the Bloom Summer document has been logged here in my all documents, and it has been assigned. So the status has changed to assigned to Akshay. What happens if I don't assign it to someone? Let's say Winter Bloom. This is also a blog. The priority is low. I upload some doc and I don't assign it to anyone. I just hit submit. In all docs, you see that Winter Bloom has been recorded and its status is unassigned because I have not assigned it to anyone. Now that we are done with our submit documents, we will move on to check how to mail to our editors that a new document is waiting for them to be edited. Once a document has been assigned to an editor, I want that the editor should get a notification email about the pending document. Once our users and our documents are done, I want that every time a document has been submitted, a notification email should go to the editor about the doc. For this, I'll go on to create a new workflow. This one is also while using the form submit doc, mail editor, add a new action, and this one will happen on successful form submit. So I'll use fetch records here. Here you can have a collection variable, you select the form and you specify the criteria. This is our advanced deluge builder, but I will go the traditional way. Let's say the variable name is recipients. So the variable goes to add user form, finds the record whose ID matches my assigned to editor, and once it knows it, it will put his record in this variable. Next, once I know the ID, I can simply use the send mail function here from Zoho.admin user ID. I don't want to use it, admin user ID. So you can use the builder as you want to. Since I have my collection variable dot email, the subject could be a new has been assigned to you. In the message, I can have either. And then I can have just a doc's name, that they have a document name attached to them. And then I hit update. Now I hit done, and now I will go and add a new document, and let's see what happens. The document name is mail campaign. The document type is a web page. Priority is urgent. Upload file. Assign it to Akshay. I hit submit, and now I will go to Akshay's mail and check if he gets the mail. Let's wait it out. Yeah, the mail has come now. A new doc has been assigned to you. Hi there. And then there's the mail campaign. I should probably add a space in between. So this is how the mail functionality works. My editors will get a mail every time a doc has been assigned to them. And then they can go to the app and check the doc and edit it. Now our editor knows that a doc is waiting for him and he reviews it. What next? I want that the status of the doc now be changed to review completed. Let's see how to do it through custom actions. Now what happens when my editors are notified about a doc? They go and edit the doc, but how do they update that they have finished reviewing it? That would be done using custom action buttons. So first I will go and go to all documents report, and here I will create a new custom action button. I'll name the button as review complete. Run the workflow on the condition that the status equals assigned. So only when the status equals assigned, that means it has been assigned to an editor, this workflow is going to run. And review complete. Create the workflow. Now here I'll add a new action, delegate script. Create your own custom script, and here I'll just go and change the input.status to review completed. So that would mean that that doc has been reviewed. And then I can also send a mail. So I'll send a mail, Zoho.admin user ID, to my writer name .email. So my writer would be sent an email. Subject would be, your doc has been reviewed. And the message could be, check your reviewed doc in the app. I hit update. Hit done. Create item, and here in the layout I will add the custom action button through add fields. So review complete button will be added. Now that we are done with it, we will go and check out our modified app in the live mode. So now in my all documents you see that the review completed thing is done. So what happens when Akshay reviews mail campaign? He clicks on review complete and the status changes to review completed. If the status is unassigned, then this component won't be there because our editor-in-chief needs to go and assign it. And if it's review completed, also this button would not be working. So this is how we review the doc and update it in the status. So you can customize. The app is ready, and now I will show you how sharing works in Creator. We are going to create separate sharing profiles for our writers and editors and share the app with them. Now that we are done with our workflows and mail stuff, we are going to share this app. We will share it with our editors, our writers and stuff. So we'll create different profiles for each of them. Share application with user, add users. So let's say Akshay will be the first one. Make a new custom profile for him. Since Akshay is an editor, I'll create a new profile for him. What does he need access to? I want to give him access to view all the documents, save and associate, and share with him. Next, I will create a profile for Alice, who is my writer. So she will have access to the submit document, and she also needs access to all documents so that she can view the status of, okay, I'm going to name this as writer. And then I'm the editor-in-chief who can see everything. So share. Now we will see what happens to both these people. Akshay has got access to the content review app, and because he's the editor, he can have access to only all the documents. So he can see what has been assigned to him, assigned to Akshay. Writer name is Parveen, and he can complete the review and the status will change to review completed. Let's see what happens to Alice. This is Alice inbox. She has also got access to the content review app, and Alice has the option to submit a document because she is the writer, and the writer name gets auto-fetched as Alice, and then she can check all the documents and view the status of her docs if she adds one here. So this is how we share the app we create. Let's have a quick demo of how the content review and approval tracker works in its totality. Now that we have completed the entire process, let's have a quick recap of this app and we will know how far have we come. So first we will add a user. Let's say, what new user can I come up with? Okay, Albert Einstein is a user here. at Zoho.com. I'm sure if he was still alive, he would be a Zoho user. His role is editor-in-chief. I add him. Now in all users, you can check Albert Einstein has the role of editor-in-chief. And then you go to submit documents. Here our writers can add their documents. Let's have a document name as Theory of Relativity. The document type is a web page. The priority is urgent. I upload a document here, assign it to Albert, and hit submit. Now the writer name populates because I'm the writer here. In all documents, I can check that the theory of relativity was assigned to Albert, and if I could share the app with Albert, which sadly I can't, he could have just clicked on review complete, and then the status would have changed to review completed. So this is how the app works. You can share the app with all your editors, editor-in-chief, and writers by creating separate profiles for them. You can even create new reports, and at the end of the day you have this mobile view. So please get the app from App Store, get Creator from App Store, Play Store, and then you can use this content review app in your mobile as well. That's all. Now I will take you to the app gallery where we will install the content review and approval tracker app that our developers have built for us, and we will check out the features in them. Let's go to the app gallery through the new application and install our content review and approval tracker app right away. This app has a host of other features that our developers have built for us. Our app has installed, and here I have different modules. So we have a release module where we can go. Let's check out what is a new release. So they have named the submit document that we created as a new release. Here they have title, description, release type, contents of the release, tentative release date. Okay, so they have organized it according to the launch release of, let's say, your email campaigns or your blog campaigns. So when you have a release, you can add new titles and the blog and the writer. Then they have the module for the writer where they can submit the docs, check the documents in progress, approve docs. The chief editor also has similar tabs. Editor also has similar tabs, and here you add the user that we did. In settings, you have release territories and release types. So this is a very comprehensive app that our developers have built. Once you have learned the basics of low code, you can go and install it right away and start using. And if you're just lazy and you don't want to create your own app, then also you can install it and start using it right away. You can now get started with reviewing your docs immediately. If you have any questions about this app, then shoot them below. And don't forget to subscribe our channel for more such app making videos. Till then, keep making apps and be happy.